and let us all do we can to build a better future.
I guess President Biden is going to extend federal loan repayments through the pause or the freeze through May 1st.
I don't believe him. At this point, it's like Biden, you're kicking the can down the road. He can pardon student debt right now through executive order.
There are so many things that could be done here. I mean, there could be that. There could be the realization, and there have been representatives and senators who have tried to do this and come back and say, let's revise the bankruptcy bill so we can treat student loan debt as we would any other debt. Mm-hmm. There are many different ways of doing this, of restructuring this, so that people can get out from under this and will treat it no differently than any other kind of debt, instead of privileging it. Because what happens, when you privilege a debt like that and you make it very difficult to get rid of it, well, there's no reason to do a credit check. There's no reason to do any underwriting.
Right.
And I'm not saying that people shouldn't be responsible for taking out a debt, but we know that a lot of things change over time, and going into you're gambling.
Right.
Effectively, you're gambling when you do that, because you don't know what's going to be happening in the future with your own career, and neither does the lender. But what the lender does know is that the government has made it very difficult to get rid of that debt. So you can actually hold that over somebody's head until they die. And in this particular case, I mean, okay, he's saying we're going to pause this. He needs to cancel it. Or to take concrete action to allow people to cancel it through bankruptcy like they would any other debt. I'm done.
Well, and another thing, too, that I want to bring up is that student debt right now is the largest form of debt in this country. It's impacting all generations. And the Biden-Harris administration, especially President Biden himself, can get rid of student debt. And remember that credit card bill that Lainey was talking about? Biden was one of the key architects behind that damn bill. And it's preventing a lot of people from the ability of owning a home, starting a business, or advancing their careers. There are numerous stories of Americans right now across this country that are dealing with $100K in student debt, and they're still paying it off. And they've been paying it off for 10 years, and it's still hanging over their head. Biden, Harris, you know what would make you pretty popular right now? Instead of extending this program up until May 1st, why don't you just pardon the whole damn thing? I'm pretty sure that might make a lot of people, like the Democratic Party, maybe like you guys even better. That might make your approval rating go up because, hey, Biden just pardoned our student debt. It's politics 101. It's good governance. It's being a good person. It's being humane over Christmas. I don't know. Maybe these are things that might seem controversial to the establishment, but then I have to take a step back and look at Biden and realize he's never going to apologize. It's the same Biden that was against desegregation. It's the same Biden that's been against, apologizing for the crime bill. This is the same Joe Biden who said he doesn't want his white children to be with black children. The same Joe Biden who gave a eulogy to Strom Thurmond. This is the same Joe Biden that led us to the war in Iraq. And also, like I said before, he's the architect to the credit card bill that made student debt what it is right now. And it's become a ball and chain around every single American's neck. So Biden, maybe, I don't know, if you're visited by 3 Christmas spirits, maybe, grow a heart, maybe show some compassion, pardon the student debt. But wait, I have to remember he's a Democrat and they can't do anything because nothing will fundamentally change under the Biden-Harris administration. So what a surprise from Joe Biden. He kicked the can down the road. That's all he did.
We need to make it clear that the academic industrial complex, which is tied in with the banks,
right,
it's been a failure. I believe in education for people who want it and need it, and I think it should be available. I do not think that getting a college education should be a requirement for getting a decent job. I think that there are a whole lot of decent jobs. I know that there are a whole lot of very decent jobs out there that up until fairly recently did not require college educations, much less master's or doctoral degrees. Mm-hmm. But we've seen this kind of degree inflation. We've seen the cost of education swell. We've seen bloated administrative budgets. We have to admit that we made multiple and serious mistakes here. This country did. And we need to get back to a more sensible approach to education. Let's prepare young people so that when they turn 18, get out of high school that they have options. They have the option of going to work, getting a good paying job, learning on the job so that they can enter adulthood without debt and with additional work experience and income behind them. Wouldn't that be kind of nice?
It would be nice. And the thing is, the way our economy is built up, it's a consumer economy. If everyone is in debt and is incapable of participating in this consumer economy, it's all going to fall apart. And the thing is, home ownership was one of the ways for Americans to secure wealth. And now a lot of people who are struggling with student debt don't have the time, money, or energy to be part of that system that helped build up our economy. And the thing is, this is impacting every single American. So this whole idea of Biden doing this nice thing, air quotes, it's not a nice thing. He could actually do more. Through executive order, he can pardon student debt, just like how he can make Medicare for all happen, and just like how he can legalize cannabis. These are the things that Biden can do. And if, right now with his approval rating plummeting, maybe it might be the bridge he needs to cross. But see, the thing is, he's surrounded by advisors, a lot of these corporations and bankers and everyone that's tied to the academic industrial complex, just like the same thing as the prison industrial complex, the military industrial complex, big oil. They all have the final say, and Biden's just not going to do it. And Bernie, hey, your good friend, Joe Biden, he's not going to pardon student debt. AOC, you said he exceeded expectations. He's not going to pardon student debt. And while both of them have been posting on social media, oh, we need to get rid of student debt, or what does student debt forgiveness mean to you? It means the world to everyone, but maybe AOC and Bernie, you might have to find a backbone if you ever do, if it ever comes before you. Learn how to use it and stand up against Biden and correct him on it. But obviously, again, we cannot expect much from AOC or Bernie because they're Democrats. And going into 2020, nothing is changing, and we're still waiting for some kind of relief. Debt forgiveness now. That's what has to happen.
It does.